I am Savvy Mike, and this is I Am Savvy Mike TV. And yes, it's same setting, just different background. Who knows? But I am officially back from this hiatus. It's been a long, 10, 9, 6 days, 7, it's been a week. I don't know how long it's been since I posted. But a lot has happened. A lot has happened. A lot has fucking happened. Joe went off on Adam. No jumpers going broke. Wack 100. I haven't heard this man call himself the biggest Pyru in weeks. Like, y'all know Wack used to always, I'm the biggest Pyru, the biggest Pyrus of Pyrus. Ever since that indictment happened, he a pie and a roo I ain't seen the he used to do the pie and the kangaroo emoji. Ain't seen that yet. Ain't seen that yet. This nigga Wack, he's a civilian now. He's a victim. That's how he's playing it. So we have DJ Akademiks responding to responding to Wack, going live and basically saying that Ack is the one pushing this narrative about Wack 100 being involved with the feds and being the reason that this RICO happened. Let's listen.
Going, coming back, telling stories. They're like, well, nigga, I ain't there, so, few spots, bring your girl, bro. We gonna go rock out, party out, hang out. That's the type of shit I like to do. You want to catch me hanging out, I'm really away from here. I'm not here. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to hang out when you gotta watch out for trickery, and deceit.
Now, I'm going to pause it for a second and say, this is one of those, I do have to say, Wack. There are going to be narratives. You can't get defensive. It's better if you ignore and let other people clear it up for you. Because put it like this, Wack, when you get on here with the glasses, niggas ain't see you with the by the way, I know he does wear glasses. I've seen him on No Jumper. But niggas going to take little stupid shit and try to make whatever they want to say about you. You know what I mean? And Wack has a tough skin. I know he doesn't fall to the internet, but, sometimes they'll be successful and get under your skin.
It just is. Set me in a place where I can be cash and I don't know them and they don't know me and we secluded and we doing our thing. I don't hang out at parks. I don't hang out on the block. And just too many risks in that. Will I go from time to time? It's just something I frequently, definitely not. So Act, respectfully, you say you my brother, you running a narrative that I don't respect. But this what I will do, Act. You papered up 50,000, 100,000, a meal ticket. Me and you could put it up in escrow. You can hire your attorneys. Other paperwork is going to continue to come out. And if it says in any of that...
By the way, that's another thing. First of all, I'm on Wack's side here. I don't want Wack to look bad at all. You know what I mean? And again, this is the interesting thing about where Wack is at. Wack is like, he's media, but he's a street nigga. I'm not a street nigga. I'm just media. What he's saying here, though, is incorrect. You can't find... My name is not in no... You can't find that I met with... and I can tell you the agents I met with in the 6ix9ine. There's no paperwork of it there. You know what I mean? They asked me some stuff. That's it. There's no paperwork. And again, I'm not saying Wack met with no one. I actually believe Wack that he didn't meet with no one. The thing that I think Wack being so smart, and I've given him so credit for being so smart, he's fallen slight victim to rudimentary online things, which means when what's the Latin phrase? Thou doth protest much, or something of the sort. Basically saying the more you seem to be bothered by it, people think something is there. You get what I'm saying? Rather than just saying and just moving on. Nah, I never talk to them people. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Like, the more you kind of sit on that topic, people are like, nah, I never seen him like this. Nah, what's going on? Why is he doing this? Now, by the way, I agree with Wack that, of course, if it's not a favorable narrative, you want it to be cleared up. And that's why I really got on here when I talked about it earlier. Listen, if there was any insinuation made that like Wack is either working with the police or Wack has already talked to the cops and is lying about it, I have no proof that he's done either. You get what I'm saying? And anyone who runs a narrative that would basically say that happened, I wouldn't agree with you. I wouldn't agree with you. However, I did ask questions, which I think is reasonable questions that came from my own experience. You know what I mean? It's my own experience, right?
That paperwork, that Wack 100 was questioned by the feds. It was questioned by the feds whether I said nothing or not. Just questioned about Big U and the Big U Empire, about Loose Cannon, about any name involved in that, about any of that situation to this current date.
Before I let Act talk, one thing I don't understand is where's Wack getting this? Act never said he was questioned by the feds. He said he could understand why the feds would have interest in wanting to talk to him, but he said that conversation never happened. I mean, the only person we know of that really got questioned by the feds about this situation was Adam 22. Okay, but I got more thoughts. We'll let Act finish.
And bro, and again, because I value Wack as a friend, this is like, when he called me today, hearing him that upset, it didn't matter on trying to explain fully A, B, C, or D. I looked at a bigger picture. I understand narratives. Let's get the narrative out of there, right? However, it's just for the people who might question my intention or original motive. I've heard, Wack reminded me today. He's like, yo, I guess he said that the police called him about, or not police, the feds called him about Jay Prince. He said, they called me about Jay Prince. I said that. So I was just like, all right, cool. So even if they didn't with this, like the defensiveness, I don't know why the defensiveness, I think that's why people are it's the defensiveness, right? But as well, I can't necessarily blame him because if someone threw some crazy shit on my name, I would get get defensive, right? I don't know.
Because you said this the other day. You win the money. We escrow it. I don't give a fuck if I didn't say nothing, if I stay silent. All they got to do is say I was questioned about it, and you win the money. Since you say ain't no way because you was questioned because you had a fucking tape, 6ix9ine, I don't know what it's about, after you went to jail and Adam got a form because he's the owner of No Jumper they wanted. You saying ain't no way because y'all got questions. Y'all got questions because y'all got some physical shit that they want for whatever reason. But Act, look, we ain't got to argue. I see you as a brother. When you had a situation, everybody seen how I handled it. I handled it as a brother. I defended you, and I stood strong and stood solid with you. But
and so Wack saying that makes me feel bad, like I'm throwing him under the bus. But that's not the intent when I don't think Wack did nothing wrong. And I don't think Wack is the police. But that's why I also say I think Wack might be too close to this. Because I'm going to be honest with you, the majority of what we're like, everybody who's watching this right now, let's be honest, bro. Y'all don't give that much of a damn about Big U. Yes, it's kind of interesting that he was really like extorting all these guys, but half of these people you don't know that he was extorting, right? So that's not the reason why this story is still a huge story. The story is that some of the people that you were knowing podcasting, that you were hearing all these stories about, they're either locked up or they're like intimately tied to this thing. And that's why I say with Wack is like, even when he mentions me, and I'm like, yo, he might want to bow out of this one. It's like, yeah, if you want to talk to me about a certain subject or certain whatever with me, especially if it's an open civil case. I mean, I have a lawyer. I wish I could, right? But that's why I look at Wack with this too. I'm like, yeah, Wack. I don't think anyway. It's not even me, or I could be wrong. By the way, I'm having this discussion out loud that for people to say, "Act, no, you're wrong. This is you." I think the narrative is gonna get created, even if I say out of my own mouth, I don't believe it. I think people are looking at his body language. They're looking at other things that just naturally would. And also there's people that's been waiting for this moment where you're close enough to a situation, or to them you're close enough to a situation, right? Because when you're talking about other people's cases, you're not close to. This one they feel you're close to, right? Just by the nature of knowing some people, I guess. Anyway.
But it looked to me like you trying to spin a narrative. And I don't have it in my heart to be mad at you, to threaten you. But I do have it in my heart to take your money. So, Ack, do we have a bet? The bet is any dollar amount, 50, 100,000, or 1 million, that Wack was ever questioned to this date in April by the feds pertaining to anything.
Okay. I'm going to say this again. This might be the 15th time I'm saying this. My assumptions on that is based on what happened in 6ix9ine's case, how they dealt with me. Remember, even after I gave the tape, right? Like, they still wanted to just ask questions, right? Yo, you hung around this nigga all the time. That's how they're looking at it. You hung around 6ix9ine all the time. Did you ever see anything? No, I ain't seen nothing, bro. He never did crime around me. Okay, whatever. I guarantee they talk to Adam the same way. These niggas are your building a bunch of times. You ever overheard some, whatever. Probably not. Adam ain't, who the hell would say some shit around Adam if you're like that, right? That's where my conversation came with. And that's why I said Wack might be too close to this. Because when Wack is breaking down other people's cases, just like, and again, I'm not blaming him because I respect him as a brother. And if he feels there's a narrative, I don't want to be the one adding on to it. But I'm going with the sometimes you get too close to a situation, right? Like, for example, if it's like 21 Savage or like say it was Brick Baby, right? Be like, yo, bro, well, why you ain't go to court, right? Now, Wack was just thinking out loud about these people's cases and situations, right? That probably allowed a narrative about them, right? I'm not sure if he meant to do it, but he was just thinking out loud. We all in the media think out loud when we're trying to figure certain stuff out, right? Well, the cops would probably try to talk to the people that they're mentioning in the indictment. If they wouldn't talk to those people, maybe they're trying to investigate those people. Who knows? Maybe who knows, right? And that's what I'm saying. Wack might be too close to it because I know what the parallel he's trying to make. He's like, yo, Ack, I held you down when people were talking about, I don't know, the thing with the comment to the kid or whatever. Or it probably was talking more about the civil case. And it's like, yeah, Wack, I'm too close to that situation in the sense of it's an open case and I have a lawyer. I want to speak about it. I can't. So I can't speak about it. And I think that's what I'm trying to tell Wack. I'm like, you get to a point where the things I do or how I cover other people's cases, I would 100 million% cover my case like that in the sense of the civil case. But I can't. Not until it's over. I'm too close to it. I'm in it. You get what I'm saying? And I think that's what I'm trying to say to Wack, to say, these outbursts kind of make it seem like, it keeps the narrative going, even though to me, I look at it as Wack is disappointed. And would I take the bet? No. Because I'm just thinking out loud about just, I think, a reasonable discussion. Reasonable. Okay? I think it's reasonable, but who knows?
Ain't got to do with the Eugene Henley or anybody, this RICO or anything Anything. It ain't gotta say I did bad. It ain't gotta say I kept it real. All it gotta say is that I was questioned. It's gonna reflect it. It's gonna show it. It's 12:44 today. What, April 4th or some shit? Or April, whatever day it is, April 4th. Ack, I don't got it in me. I'm a brother to you. Everybody see how I handle you when you got bullshit coming at you. And I'm calling you out on this. Act. If you're so sure, take the bet.
I wouldn't take the bet, but this is the only question I keep asking. And again, I think it's just a street element in Wack. I call it a reasonable assumption. That reasonable assumption, or that reasonable question, because I didn't say definitively they must have talked to him. I would have said they probably talked to him, or they probably tried to talk to him, right? Why is there so much offense to just that? Even if it's the answer is no, they didn't. Yeah, no, they didn't. They ain't talk to me. It's not like I'm gonna call him a liar.
I got a one-on-one coming with Nina Boy. I've never done an interview with Nina Boy. But
Who's Nina Boy?
some people, I'm going to give them opportunity to ask their questions because I think they're a little confused. Until then, catch me Sunday at noon on the Adam and Wack Show.
Okay. What are you drinking up in here, Savvy Mike? Jose Cuervo? Okay.
Regardless of it, Wack is doing too much. All right. He's acting a bit different. He's not acting like the same Wack we know. You know, this whole indictment came. It seems like he's scared. He's scared something might come, and if anybody implicates him in anything dealing with the feds or around that situation, then they're pushing a narrative on him and this, that, and the third, when it's crazy to think about the fact that when Loose Cannon was out of jail and him and Wack were cool, Wack 100 had Loose Cannon on every podcast, spilling his business and self-snitching on not only himself, but Big U as well. And Wack was just sitting right there just going, okay, all right. Yeah, I bet, being shocked, just egging it on. But now all of a sudden, it's Citizen Wack. We getting Citizen Wack. This is a whole, they said he always, I've never seen this man wear glasses. Never. We got Citizen Wack. This isn't the biggest pyro. This is a law-abiding citizen. That's what this is. Anyways, shout out to Akademiks. Let me know what y'all think in the comments below about this whole situation between Wack 100, DJ Akademiks, and Wack 100 implicating himself being around the feds or helping the feds, and everybody pushing this narrative that Wack might be a cop. Let me know in the comments below. I am Savvy Mike, and this is I Am Savvy Mike TV. Peace.